Most assume the decentralized web is a flat, ownerless mesh, a distributed version of Twitter waiting to be queried. Under scrutiny, that model shatters. Data scientists often approach this space using a standard extraction toolkit: bulk scrapers, global search indexes, and large language model crawlers. When these tools hit the Fediverse, they trigger an immediate failure cascade. API rate limits kick in, IP ranges are blocked, and instance-level bans synchronize. This happens because the Fediverse physically and socially rejects flat network extraction. It is engineered to prevent the very visibility these tools require. Treating this network as a unified, scrapable public dataset is a structural mistake. To analyze it, we must first map its actual architecture. The network is a multiplex graph, a partially observable topology consisting of 6 distinctly coupled layers. This diagram shows the 2 base layers. We have the actor graph, representing individual users, and the instance graph, representing the independent servers hosting them. The ActivityPub protocol handles the logistics of transferring payloads between these disparate instance boundaries. But while the protocol manages delivery, it does not dictate the actual shape of the network or the complex social rules governing it. Researchers who attempt to navigate this space without mapping the overlapping rules of these connections will trigger a defensive backlash. The third layer is the software graph. The specific implementation a server runs actively distorts the base actor instance layout. Mastodon creates dense interpersonal connection webs optimized for person-to-person microblogging. Lemmy relies on a hyperedge structure, where a single community node broadcasts to dozens of independent instances. PeerTube utilizes thick purple edges. Its heavy video mirroring creates high bandwidth redundancies between servers. A pixel-fed image, a bookworm review, and a Lemmy forum post distribute data differently. They cannot be analyzed using the same node metrics. The Fediverse is an illusion. It is a collision of incompatible software ecosystems temporarily sharing a transport protocol. The fourth layer is the moderation graph. This is an active topological force that dictates network visibility. During defederation, administrators delete the edges between servers to protect their communities. A red barrier slices straight through the active network. When public block lists are imported and adopted by multiple servers simultaneously, the effect cascades. The targeted cluster becomes an isolated island. Large general-purpose instances act as infrastructural gravity wells. They increase raw visibility, but they also centralize moderation friction. This produces an archipelagic macro shape. Users exist in islands that only become visible through explicit permissioned bridges. Defederation is an architectural feature. It fragments the network so marginalized communities can sever ties with hostile topologies. This fragmentation creates a paradox. Federation requires remote copying, meaning an origin server loses physical control of the data the moment it is delivered. In this diagram, a single post object duplicates outwards, embedding into the storage drives of 5 distinct remote servers. When a user sends a deletion pulse, cooperative servers replace their remote copies with empty placeholders, a process known as tombstoning. But tombstoning has critical failure points. Rogue crawlers or hostile servers may simply refuse to honor the deletion request. To counteract this, software includes intentional technical friction, default limits on full-text search, unlisted posting, and strict opt-in profile indexing. The Fediverse functions as an anti-archive. It uses distributed forgetting and search friction to actively resist permanent public surveillance. The final layer is the bridge and corporate graph. This layer disrupts the balance of the archipelagic network. Threads is a gateway node. It introduces gateway centrality, where a single actor can rewire visibility across the entire space. There is a massive scale disparity between corporate infrastructure and volunteer-run servers. This disparity threatens the survival of local governance. Protocol bridges like BridgeFed translate ActivityPub data and funnel it into distinct decentralized networks, such as the AT protocol. This creates inevitable consent failures. A user speaking to a localized instance may have their data silently bridged to a global indexing network. Corporate and protocol gateways function as high-risk boundary points. They strip away local governance and centralize surveillance capabilities. The 6-layer multiplex graph is driven by an affective commons, a social contract built on mutual care and strict boundary making. While centralized platforms mandate engagement, the Fediverse operates on a mandate of opt-in visibility. Ethical tooling in this space must be visibility-aware, instance-aware, and deletion-compliant. Grave. Technical API availability does not grant public consent. Scraping the Fediverse like a flat dataset is a violation of its actual architecture.